Mom Training Podcast with Diana Ballard.
So last week we talked about becoming, who we want to become, what we want to learn, what we want to do this year. With no matter what circumstances go on around us, no matter what we see, what we hear, what we experience, can we focus on becoming? So I hope that you thought about that and helped create some possibilities for yourself of what you can become this year that will get you closer to your goals that maybe have taken you years that you're still working on. I wanted to touch base on another topic that has just been ringing in my ears and in my heart the last month or so, along with the art of becoming. Something else that we can control is setting some goals in our home, setting some goals with our family. Now, maybe this doesn't look like sitting down and writing out a bunch of goals together of, what are we going to do for fun this year? What are we going to, how are we going to, do our family vacation? It doesn't even have to be something you do together with everybody in your household. What I really want you to focus on as a mom is, what can I do to better my home environment? What can I do to increase the joy in my home? What can I do to make it so that I spend more time with my family, connect with them more, be there for them more, declutter the heck out of my house so that I'm not wasting hours and hours cleaning all the time? What can I do in my home? And the art of becoming and our goals in our home, I really feel strongly are things that we can control this year. And I wish we would have realized last year. Maybe some of you did. Maybe you were like, I'm just going to use this time to become better. A lot of personal growth. And I'm going to focus on my relationships. I'm going to work on myself, right? If we would have known this last year was going to be so crazy, then maybe we could have, reframed our mind and okay, all right, there's going to be a bunch of crazy stuff this year, so I'm going to just make sure that I focus on this, right? It would have been great to have a little heads up. Okay. We would have slid through 2020 a lot easier if we would have had a heads up, right? But we don't always get heads up. We don't always get to know what's happening, what's going to happen next. Okay. Or how it's going to affect us. So with 2021, let's just step into this year focusing already on what we can control. And that's who we become, and that's what we can do in our home. Because a lot of us are in our homes a lot more. And again, sometimes it takes someone saying, hey, yo, you're in your home a lot more. Let's focus on goals in your home. Sometimes we just get locked in our own, oh my gosh, I'm just always surrounded by these people and everything that we own. And I'm kind of just caught up in everything that's going on, lost in my own little world. I get it. So hear me now. As we're in this, and as we're in this together, as we're in our homes so much more, what can we focus on inside our home? Let's bring it home. Let's bring it in. What can we do inside ourself, inside our soul, inside our heart, inside our mind, and inside our home? Who knows? Maybe this is one of the biggest gifts we've ever been given. Because our home environment is one of the most fulfilling, one of the most beautiful places we could ever have. And a lot of times we've been distracted from that. We've had a lot of things that have pulled us away from feeling the beauty that we can have in our home, enjoying the laughter together, spending time together, and having it be the best place on earth. I remember growing up, my mom created a great environment for us. I loved being home. I loved spending time with my family. But there also weren't 5 million distractions pulling us away all the time. So what can we do to increase our joy, fulfillment, the love in our home? And if we just focus on that, if we focus on who we can be and what we can do in our home, man, I'll tell you, mountains will move. One thing that I've been promised by my expert mom, Beth, which I love her, and I've gotten some feedback from a couple of you that you love her too. She's so amazing. But her main thing that she tells me every time I talk to her is, Diana, if you have your home in order, if you have the things in your home taken care of, then everything else will fall into place. So that is a huge focus for me. And man, does it take a lot of work, especially when, working part-time with my own business, homeschooling, taking care of these little kids, and all that comes with that. Like, I was up last night for hours with different people needing different things. Okay. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so exhausted right now. Okay. But it's all part of the game. It's all part of the gift. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And it's part of being able to learn, adjust, and bounce back into our schedules or adjust things the next day. Okay, well, I guess I'm sleeping in and not waking up at 5 a.m. And sometimes that's not easy. Sometimes it's really frustrating. And I completely understand that. But who can we be in our home to create a better environment, to enjoy our environment even more? It's beautiful and it's a gift. And our home is someplace we can control. Just a little bit more. Is it perfect? No, because we have other people making choices in our home as well. But we can significantly influence our environment and the atmosphere, the feeling in our home. So I invite you to think about that as we're moving in, as we're getting closer to getting into our second month of 2021. Let's focus on our family and let's focus on our home. And I guarantee we will have so much more joy and fulfillment. I'd love to hear what your focus is for your home and for who you want to become. So shoot me a message if you want to chat. Thank you so much for everyone who is sharing the podcast. I really appreciate that. This is going to be a great year, and we'll see you next Tuesday on the Mom Training Podcast. This is it. This is our year, girls. Let's do it. Hey, look. If you want to succeed this year, if you want to take motherhood and your home life and being a housewife to a whole new level, you got to come join me in Mom Training. This year, we are going to kick butt in what we're doing. And you need to be there. You need to be a part of this. Come over to dianaballard.com, join us in Mom Training, and let's do this, girlfriend.